It's Matthew Hudson here, and I was having a great conversation with a really good recruiter the other day, and they were talking about how a lot of companies are starting to do more and more assessments and stuff like that on interviews. So when they're doing the interview, they're having the applicants take assessments, cultural indexes, personality surveys, and stuff like that to get to know if that person's the right fit, for the organization. And one of the things that she mentioned is like this one company that she works for, they share those results with the entire team. And so in essence, what she's saying is that if you are coming in and you're going to have 4 direct reports, not only do they share the results with your boss, which obviously that's why we do the survey, but they're also going to share it with those 4 direct reports, so they get to know you as well. And the conversation was, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And it reminded me of a quote that I used to use a lot when I was on the speaking circuit, and that is that transparency is the currency of great culture. Transparency is the currency of great culture. And I hadn't used it in a while, but it really fit in that situation of saying, okay, this is what's really good, is that they are sharing that information. They're being transparent about that information. Probably the biggest time when I saw transparency make a huge difference was during COVID. Every one of us in COVID, we were leading through a time that we had no idea what we were doing, right? And the companies that were transparent about that were the ones who emerged on the other side. I think actually stronger and healthier. Now, emerged is just, even that is a win, right? How many companies didn't emerge from COVID? How many companies did we see go down and go away because of what happened with COVID? And so one of the things that we did is every Friday, the video went out to all of our employees so they could see our faces talking, right? Not just an email, but see our faces talking and know that it was us, but being very transparent and talking about stuff. And, because employees, if you remember during that time, you had to lay off some people, you had to cut costs or things that you had to do. And I remember being asked by the employees, like, hey, are there going to be any more layoffs? And my answer was, I don't know. And I know that for a lot of leaders, that would be a very scary answer to give the company, because you're like, I don't know, well, I better go look for another job, I better run away. What we found is our employees are the opposite. It's like, okay, they're being honest and being truthful. I had at that point 3 decades of leadership experience, and not once had I led through anything like that, where in one day we were told, shut it down. And every one of us remembers the revenues went from here, this like 47, 50%, 60% drops overnight, and it lasted for a couple of months. And so we didn't know what was going to happen next. We didn't know we were going to be okay. We didn't know if everything was going to be all right. And I think that was what made the company successful, the ones that were transparent about those things. Leaders who are transparent are the ones who own their mistakes, own their decisions. Not just like we decided to do this and it didn't work, but in small things too. Like, oh gosh, I hate admitting when I forgot something. You asked me to do something and I've forgotten to do it. I used to be the kind of person that was very much like, oh yes, I haven't gotten to that yet because this is and this. The transparent answer is I forgot, right? And so becoming the guy that was just like saying I forgot, I wouldn't want to say that because I was worried that we're like, okay, well, he's a really bad leader. He shouldn't be here. But what I found is people like going, oh, okay, at least he's honest with me. At least he trusts with me. So remember that. Transparency is the currency of great culture. If you want to have great culture, you want to have a great organization, practice transparency with your people.